Well, holy shit. I remember Cable mentioning this to me yesterday, but I was so caught up in the whole Black Wesker Resident Evil series thing being trailer being released that I kind of forgot about it. But apparently AMC is developing an Alan Wake TV series, which could be interesting because of the fact of, well, actually, I wonder who they'll get to play him. Like, they could just get the model they used for him because I thought he did a good job whenever he was in these live action things. But I thought he did a good job. I would just get him to do the role if he can still act. I mean, it has been like 10 years since that game originally came out. But yeah, no, I hope this does well. I'll read some of what they said. AMC developing a TV series based on the video game Alan Wake by Michael East. This comes from Winter is Coming. At one point, it looked like the Alan Wake video games would never become the franchise that Remedy Entertainment so clearly wanted them to be. However, Alan Wake 2 is finally in production, and the universe is about to expand as AMC picks up the rest to make an Alan Wake TV show. Now, I know that in the past, and by past I mean the last couple of months, we've seen nothing but bullshit TV shows, adaptations of stuff that we love. Wheel of Time and Halo come to mind. And by butchering, actually I don't remember how I worded it, but they not only butchered these series, they bent them over a table and struggle snuggled them. They went full Harvey Weinstein on them. Or Epstein, however you want to look at it. Like they molested the stuff we loved. But I'm not gonna lie. I should know this could also be another goat fuck. Like this could be a goat fuck that could arrive at Gettysburg if they're not careful. I should know scratch that. It's a newer fan base. Like it hasn't been developed as long. Like it hasn't gestated as long as like, say, Tolkien's work or Witcher or another series that has been fucked majorly. But then again, I'm okay with that considering The Witcher is plagiarized, and the fanboys of that one kind of deserve what they get for denying the Ulrich plagiarism stuff. But anyway, actually, no, they don't deserve that per se. They're okay people from what I can tell. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. If you don't know what Alan Wake is, allow me to elucidate. Back in the 2010s, like the early 2010s, or late 2000s, and early 2010s, there came out this game. It was called Alan Wake. Now, it was about a writer, and the story was very Stephen King. Like, I know nothing about Stephen King's work, but people often compare it to Stephen King, and from what little I know of his work, I can see the similarities. But he and his wife go on vacation, and his wife disappears, and then he's attacked by these people covered in shadows, and the shadows are like a shield. You can't hurt these fuckers. The only way you can hurt them is if you shine a flashlight on them, and then it sears away the darkness, and then you can shoot them. He has to deal with these things, and sometimes objects also get possessed. Like there's that other Stephen King influence, but when and he has to deal with these things while he's looking for his wife, and the story kept evolving. At first, it looked like it was a kidnapping, then it turned into a horror story. That is more or less what happened. I don't really want to spoil it. Now, if you want to know what happens, they remastered the game recently, and it's good. It's good. I think it's good. And anyone who says differently, fuck them. I'm kidding. No, guys, if you have a problem with it, I kind of want to hear your. I would kind of like to know why. But where was that article I was just reading? Anyway, originally debuting on the Xbox 360, it was 2010. The original Alan Wake game is about a writer who goes on a horror-tinged journey into the madness. The game received positive reviews and quickly became a cult classic. Yeah, this thing was like Evil Dead. It did okay when it came out, or it was doing okay, I think. It didn't really make enough sales to warrant a sequel, but over time, it became a cult classic. This thing was like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The only difference is, Alan Wake actually, it makes sense why that thing became a cult classic. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it makes no sense. The game received positive reviews and quickly became a cult classic. Despite the release of Alan Wake, American's Nightmare 2 years later, a true sequel never arrived, with the franchise stuck in limbo. Yeah, and I was wondering what the fuck happened to this game for so long. I just assumed it didn't get enough money to warrant a sequel. In 2013, Remedy presented Microsoft with a prototype for the sequel. However, Alan Wake had not been financially successful enough to warrant a second major game, so Microsoft wasn't interested. Remedy eventually bought the rights to the game from Microsoft and released Alan Wake Remastered across multiple consoles the past October and December. Alan Wake 2 was the surprise announcement at 2021 Game Awards. Yeah, I remember that. I about pissed myself when I saw that. I couldn't believe it. The new game stayed to release in 2023 will be part of the expanded Remedy Connected Universe and exist in the same world as their game Control. And now there's the news that the TV series Remedy creative director Sam Lake revealed that, Sam Lake, that name sounds familiar, I can't remember why, and picked up the TV rights for Alan Wake and part of a video celebrating the 2012 anniversary of the original game, praising AMC as the wonderful, wonderful home for absolutely brilliant TV shows. Like emphasized, the television production takes a long time, while indicating that the AMC is only in the early stages of developing Alan Wake's show. Mike said that Remedy has been collaborating on the series, and hopefully they have actually been contributing some good things to it. The plot of the original game is exceptionally well suited to television. That is true. Like, you could probably do Alan Wake as a miniseries. Like, each episode of the game you could do as a season. Maybe, actually, no, maybe not. Maybe the whole game could be just one season. And you could diverge. If the season did well, I would then diverge to, or who knows, maybe let the creative teams of the games have some say in the plot. But anyway, the original game is exceptionally well suited to television, as other shows have gotten audiences to this sort of story. Castle Rock, Midnight Mass, and all other features isolated locations beset by ancient evils. Alan Wake was inspired in part by the works of Stephen King, and that guy always had his adaptations of his stories in the works. Yeah, unfortunately. Like, Stephen King is one of those guys, I don't understand why people like him. I don't. Like, the only thing he's written that I want to read is The Dark Tower. But I definitely see the influence in Alan Wake because of the things I've heard about his works. Like, I think I heard in the show Castle there was a joke about him having a story where someone gets attacked by lamps. Probably the weirdest thing I heard in that show. I remember they had one episode in Castle where Wes Craven cameoed. I about pissed myself when I saw that. Like, that's another thing that always got me to piss myself from laughter. I'm like, Wes motherfucking Craven. Oh, I'm even more sad this guy's dead now. In the game, troubled writer Alan Wake goes on vacation to the small town of Bright Falls. Okay, this is something I just said. Renting a cabin in the middle of a lake, which turned out to have been taken out in the 70s by a volcanic eruption. And that's all the article. I would leave a link to it, but I don't really think I should, or I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. I do not care. The point is, it looks interesting. And, well, this sounds, it could be interesting, it could not be. It could be fun. It could be they fuck the dog with such ravenous abandon that they'll make us jubilant when they don't shit in our mouths. But who knows? Who knows? For now, I'm like keeping my fingers crossed that this doesn't. I want to have my fingers crossed this could be like a boon for entertainment, but I'm just a little too fastened into this reality that they'll probably fuck it up because these people in the entertainment industry, they've shown they have contempt for video games and the fan bases of them. They have contempt for it and they love to piss us off. So it's a toss-up. It could go either way. It's a bit like a date or blind date. It could go either way. You'll either get a nice girl or someone who seems nice and it turns out to have more skeletons in her closet than Norman Bates. Actually, you could be dating a female Norman Bates or a guy, a trainee. But anyway, that's the video. I can't think of anything else to say. Other than I want this to do well because I love Alan Wake. Like, that was a game I used to play it once a year. Like, usually before a new season of Warehouse 13 came on. Like, the day a new one was about to premiere, I would play that game for some reason. Like, I have no idea why. It makes no sense. I would just come back to it because I loved it so much. But anyway, that's the video. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.